The 2009 total gross state product for Washington was $336.3 billion, placing it 14th in the nation. As of August 2013, the state's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate was 7%. History. Taxes. The state of Washington is one of only 7 states that does not levy a personal income tax. The state also does not collect a corporate income tax or franchise tax. However, Washington businesses are responsible for various other state levies. One tax Washington charges on most businesses is the business and occupation tax, a gross receipts tax which charges varying rates for different types of businesses. Washington's state-based sales tax is 6.5%, which is combined with a local rate. As of April 2010, the rate will be 9.5% in Seattle and other cities. These taxes apply to services as well as products. Most foods are exempt from sales tax. However, prepared foods, dietary supplements and soft drinks remain taxable. The combined state and local retail sales tax rates increase the taxes paid by consumers, depending on the variable local sales tax rates, generally between 8 and 9%. and applies to certain select products such as gasoline, cigarettes, and alcoholic beverages. Property tax was the first tax levied in the state of Washington, and its collection accounts for about 30% of Washington's total state and local revenue. It continues to be the most important revenue source for public schools, fire protection, libraries, parks and recreation, and other special-purpose districts. All real property and personal property is subject to tax unless specifically exempted by law. Personal property also is taxed, although most personal property owned by individuals is exempt. Personal property tax applies to personal property used when conducting business or to other personal property not exempt by law. All property taxes are paid to the county treasurer's office where the property is located. Washington does not impose a tax on assets such as bank accounts, stocks or bonds. Neither does the state assess any tax on retirement income earned and received from another state. Washington does not collect inheritance taxes. However, the estate tax is decoupled from the federal estate tax laws, and therefore the state imposes its own estate tax. Personal income. The per capita personal income in 2009 was $41,751, 12th in the nation. Among its resident billionaires, Washington boasts Bill Gates, chairman of Microsoft, who, with a net worth of $40 billion, was ranked the wealthiest man in the world as of February 2009, according to Forbes magazine. Other Washington state billionaires include Paul Allen, Steve Ballmer, Jeff Bezos, Craig McCaw, James Janard, Howard Schultz, and Charles Simonyi. Trade. Significant amounts of trade with Asia pass through the ports of the Puget Sound. Washington is the fourth largest exporting state in the United States, after New York, California, and Texas. The ports of Washington handle 8% of all American exports and receive 6% of the nation's imports. Industries. Washington Industries by GDP value added 2011. Manufacturing and commercial. Key businesses within the state include the design and manufacture of jet aircraft, computer software development, online retailers, electronics, biotechnology, aluminum production, lumber and wood products, mining, and tourism. A Fortune magazine survey of the top 20 most admired companies in the U.S. has 4 Washington-based companies in it: Starbucks, Microsoft, Costco and Nordstrom. Washington was one of 18 states which had a government monopoly on sales of alcoholic beverages. Although beer and wine with less than 20% alcohol by volume could be purchased in convenience stores and supermarkets, liqueurs and spirits could only be purchased in state-run or privately owned state-contracted liquor stores. This, however, was overturned by 2011's Initiative 1183, which sees state-run liquor stores as of June 1, 2012. Agriculture. Washington is a leading agricultural state. For 2003, the total value of Washington's agricultural products was $5.79 billion, the 11th highest in the country. The total value of its crops was $3.8 billion, the 7th highest. The total value of its livestock and specialty products was $1.5 billion, the 26th highest. In 2010, the total value of the crops was $7.93 billion. In 2004, Washington ranked first in the nation in production of red raspberries, wrinkled seed peas, hops, spearmint oil, apples, sweet cherries, pears, peppermint oil, Concord grapes, carrots for processing, and Niagara grapes. Washington also ranked second in the nation in production of lentils, fall potatoes, dry edible peas, apricots, grapes, asparagus, sweet corn for processing, and green peas for processing, third in tart cherries, prunes and plums, and dry summer onions, fourth in barley and trout, and fifth in wheat, cranberries, and strawberries. The apple industry is of particular importance to Washington. Because of the favorable climate of dry, warm summers and cold winters of central Washington, the state has led the U.S. in apple production since the 1920s. Two areas account for the vast majority of the state's apple crop: the Wenatchee-Okanagan region and the Yakima region. Energy. Washington is the leading producer of hydroelectric power in the U.S. Hydroelectricity makes up over half of electricity state's electric generation and nearly 35% of its total energy consumption. Employment. Employment by industry in Washington. Consumers. Fiscal budget.